Was that the way you felt also? Was that your relationship with the civil rights movement, the same kind of thing?
I still feel that way. Because I was involved with the Martin Luther King movement. Not that I was on the marches or things like that, but the money that I made at the Apollo Theater went to Martin Luther King. But I didn't believe in, like, the Black Panthers movement and all that. I was not for that at all. And the Black Panthers and I had our moments, because they caught me on the elevator in Chicago at the Palmer House Hotel where I was working, because they knew that I was for Martin Luther King's thinking. And there was 4 of them, huge, wonderful guys. And they caught me in a corner of the elevator. And they said, "We want you to be on our side." I never said anything, because they knew where I stood. Never said a word. And they said, "If you don't join us, we'll get you when you come to Harlem." They knew I was coming into the Apollo Theater shortly thereafter. I never said a word. I went to the Apollo Theater with exactly the same act that I was doing at the Persian Room, when the agents said to me, "You'll never be success at the Apollo Theater because they don't understand you. You're too much above the people's head," which I thought was an insult to the people. So I took the same act up there. And my musicians wouldn't go with me because they said, "You're going to make an ass of yourself, singing in all those languages." Blah, 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 blah. So I went up and rehearsed the band myself.
And what kind of response did you get?
They were standing in line all the way up to 7th Avenue, from 8th Avenue to 7th Avenue. Instead of doing 2 or 3 shows a day, I was doing 5 and 6 shows a day.
Why do you think you got that response? When everybody was saying, no, this isn't
Agents were saying no. Do the agents?
Band members were saying no.
That's right. Because we were used to working at the Persian Room, darling. And very few black people would come into the Persian Room because not only couldn't they afford it, but in their minds that was a white man's world. So in the opinions of those who were working with me in those kind of locations, they said, "Going to the Apollo Theater, they'll never understand you." But they did. And not only did they understand me, but whether they understood me or not, they were so grateful. I think that I came, even though I was dared to do that.
It was a welcoming.
Yes.
Was it a similar feeling in some ways to when you came back to the United States and for Timbuktu, Jeffrey Holder, and you appeared on the stage that first time, and the audience reception was so extraordinary for you? That must have been a magical time for you.
It was. Even though I don't think I understood it at the time. I recognized it later. That the people, no matter what color, if they appreciate you as a person, you have no color, because they can feel your value. And when I came in on the hands of Tony Carroll, who carried me in one hand like that, and when I came, even before I hit the floor, before my foot hit the floor, there was a standing ovation, as though to say, "Welcome home, Eartha." And until this day, I feel those vibrations. It was that audience. It's the people. That's why I say I have to constantly be proving myself of value. And race has nothing to do with anything except to be a valuable person, whether you belong to whatever race it is. Be an asset rather than a hindrance. And you don't have to be bragging about the fact that you're a black person or an Italian person. I'm an American. I was born here. I have no race, no creed, no color.